truth cannot be silenced by your feet. Ignorance becomes tempting, but I'm still here. I'm from immigrant dreams, born amidst war and faded stories of rape and guerrilla warfare. I said, I'm from immigrant dreams, born amidst war and faded stories of rape and guerrilla warfare, instinctual survival. Creativity, Cotton 22, or 15 children with no shoes who witnessed mommy getting beat in the other room only to be told over and over again, this is where we come from. This is who you'll be. Villages killed and teachers hung by U.S. trained militaries. We were trained to hold our tongue and become field slaves in the night who hunger for a new visionary. Freedom still to come. We believe freedom still to come, so we sleep and bathe in the stench of the American dream, knowing that in reality, I come from the need to survive so that we may live, so that I may give and belong, if not to a family, then to a struggle and a song, if not to one mother, then to mi pueblo. In this poem, see, I was raised on the memories of my people so that I may know them, and I may remember that I come from border crossing, crushing silence and the desperation of belonging, from broken hearts and minds, but fighting spirits, always fighting. En la lucha, no hay de otra. Si se puede vivir in this never-ending desire to be from something more than lost childhood dreams. To be someone more than children of children who knew no tenderness in their seams, who knew no tenderness in their seams, who can't name their tears, who are without the privilege of understanding their fears, but they say, yo, Erica, who has time for justice anyway? With all we have is just us and a payday. So I'm like, fuck it. I have not found my home in a city or a place. Rather, I have found my seeds sown and grown in the potential of this here space. So in the midst of it all you need to know is that I was raised by hope, that the living would come alive, that we could do more than just survive. So I could stand here and look into your eyes even though you may have forgotten. Tú eres mi otro yo. You are my other me. So you better find your place in the struggle, because it's about that time for us to start living free. So I take to poems as prayer. This is the second poem where I'm going to take the privilege. Is that cool?
Yeah, go.
Yeah. So we take to poems as prayers. A poem is prayer. A prayer as poem. How shall I proceed? Shall I put my hands together and bow my head before I refer to God and beg that He transform into a reflection of me? Knowing that most days I pray simply to figure out a way to breathe, to see a little bit more light in my grave, to have a little less rain in my day, to feel a little bit more weight in my say when I choose to acknowledge I have run out of answers. Too tired to search and too scared to trust. But maybe, now bear with me, but maybe if he were not a lord or a king, but a survivor of rape. Maybe if he were a she and she bled once a month up on that cross, I would feel a little bit more safe. And if her wrists were cut by the broken mirrors of her own humanity, I would feel okay. Because I would be assured that the great divine understood my pain. Maybe if she were branded too, covered in tattoos, maybe if she had ink on her dark skin that reflected the violence she was born in and served as roadmaps and hieroglyphs to her truth. Maybe if she were short and thick with her shoulders hunched over and her tailbone tucked in order to detour attention, in order to avoid a mention that she was sex and that breasts and thighs were to be offered at their best, forced taught the art of dress to impress, because the goal here was survival, even if it's cold as fuck outside. Maybe then She could teach me how to live life a little less scary, so that I could look into a stranger's eyes without the weight of 1 in 3 being raped every 15 seconds on my shoulders, without the fear of my younger sisters getting older and being given that strong woman cross when brother, cousin, father decide to show them how to take their clothes off, and mothers who don't know how to be mothers are too busy bending over trying not to fall into the mercy of others that insist that she is not a part of the 3 that is supposed to make you believe that there is hope. Maybe God would be merciful enough to transform into infinite Mary so that I could cope. So I could understand the systemic murder of my spirit as the inspiration to keep writing. That would be dope. Because I have to believe that poems can be prayers. And prayers can be poems. And maybe, just maybe, if you clap loud enough at the end of this war song, I will believe we can speak into existence our own songs. Because I have to believe we can speak into existence our own songs. So maybe my words could identify, translate, and correct the wrongs that I feel nail me to your cross. Yo, what if God were reflections? What if God were trying to teach us how to erase the idea of perfections, and maybe then my brothers would stop bleeding and my sisters might start eating, and maybe we could all understand that God is just the courage for seeing that our complex stories are divine, and that my words and pain are not just mine, but del pueblo, of the people. And then maybe I could understand when they say that God's people say amen. And the church says, amen. 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 See, we let it be. But how long will we continue to not see that we have some things to work out before we are truly free? So brothers and sisters, I sincerely hope that you can hear me. Thank y'all for having me.